Hi guys, welcome to the third episode of the Movie Club UK. I'm your host Mudia, and I'm here again with my co-hosts Fahiz and Ash. Today we're reviewing John Wick 4. How you guys feeling about this one?
Awesome film. Awesome film. Like what I was being told by friends, what I was seeing by critics online, it really lived up to the hype for me personally.
So you're ready to review this one?
God damn right I am, boy.
Yeah, I'm ready to get into this one. Great film. There's a lot to talk about. I definitely have my criticisms, as I always do.
Yep.
But we'll talk about it.
Standard.
So you can follow us on the Movie Club UK on YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, all that kind of good stuff. We are celebrating our previous video reached 1K views. Everybody's gassed about that. We appreciate the support and everything. So yeah, do that on YouTube. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram and Twitter. So yeah. Ash, what do you have today in terms of the icebreakers?
Okay, so this is John Wick 4 podcast. So I thought I could give you guys a little bit of a John Wick franchise quiz.
Oh no.
Let's go. Let's get cracking.
Oh no.
So I have a couple of questions. I have about 5, but I have some extra ones. And I don't know how you guys want to do this. Do you want to buzz in? Should I ask you a question and then you a question? There's only like 5, so or whoever gets there first.
Whoever gets there
there
first.
first.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So, yeah, for his is trying to cheat already. What is John Wick's nickname that's given to him by friends,
Boogeyman.
foes?
Baba Yaga.
For his got it first.
It's Boogeyman.
Baba Yaga. They
It's-
did say the boogeyman, but
It's
it's mainly like I mean I guess you can
technically
have
you're
both.
both right, but that's the one I was going for.
Alright, take that. Take that.
Baba Yaga.
Take
Okay.
that.
Love it.
What is John Wick's birth name?
Jordani.
Jonathan.
Jordani.
Jordani.
Mudia's right. Can you get the last name as well?
Damn.
And I heard it as well. That's where I knew Jordani from. But I can't finish it off for you.
Jordani. Damn. I just remember hearing Jonathan. Oh, that's because of Winston.
That's because of Winston.
Damn it.
That's all I got,
No
Jordani.
clue, yeah.
Okay, it's Jordani Jovanic, which I'm guessing the Jovanic is where he got John Wick from.
Yeah.
So,
But I
Okay.
take the point for that one.
Yeah, I guess he was
Yeah,
close. He was
yeah.
close. Yeah, I'll give you that. He was
1-1.
close. He was close. You got the first
Get
name. You got
in.
the first name right. I'll give you that.
Okay, so mild spoiler for John Wick 3.
Not really a spoiler. People
Oh, no.
People should have seen that.
My next question.
Oh, okay.
John Wick offers up something to the Elder in the desert. Do you remember that scene?
Yes.
Yes.
What does he offer?
That's a ring. It's a ring. But he got that in.
I thought he wanted the ring from the Elder.
He got the ring, but then he killed someone because that got taken from him. He got it back, didn't he? And then he had to give it to.
So technically you're right. I was looking for a different answer. Maybe I should work on my questions
Yeah,
because I was
work
looking
on
for a
your
different. All right, you've got a point deducted. Okay.
Damn, I'm not trying to think because I know that. Because I know that for him, he got that ring. I don't know. I think he killed someone, right?
Okay, I'm just gonna. What I have written down
Go on.
is a body part.
Oh, finger.
Oh yeah, he had to.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah
I don't know
yeah.
who's written. Yeah.
Oh wait, this
Because
when he was in the
technically-
desert. He had to
Yes.
cut his finger
Yeah.
to basically.
What finger was that? Next question.
Oh.
was his ring finger?
Well done.
Yeah.
I'm not actually keeping score. I think it's 2-2.
I'm definitely winning.
There's 2. Well,
It's
2-1.
2-1.
It's 2-1.
Definitely.
Because it's the third
Yeah.
question, right?
Obviously, the viewers know, innit? Keep score in case we're lying.
2-1. Fine, take it.
My-
Even though I said it's the finger, by the way.
You
I said finger. You wouldn't have said ring finger if I didn't say finger.
Oh, but I could have said any finger.
That was part of my question. So it is 2-2, unfortunately.
2-1.
Yeah, it is 2-2, unfortunately. Me and Fahiz know the score.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's
come
that's
And you're-
And
what's
I'm even
important.
saying 2-1 to him. Oh, fine,
Okay.
2-2. Fine. Okay.
Mild spoiler for John Wick 2. In the film, Winston tells John Wick he's excommunicado and he gives him a head start. How much of
1
a
hour.
head start? Okay, yeah.
Why?
Come on,
I
Jay.
was waiting for her to finish talking.
Did
Then
you
I was
know
like,
that?
yeah, it was 1 hour.
No,
yeah.
we've watched Weakest Link. We know how it goes. You
Go-
interrupt. You finish them
Oh,
before
man.
they finish the question.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Okay, I need a bit of an estimation here because
Go on.
yeah, no, I actually do have the answer. So this is an estimation. So I'm going to take answers from both of you.
Okay.
What do you think is John Wick's kill count for the entire franchise?
Oh my days.
That's crazy.
Does it have to be exact?
No.
The closest
I
person
don't. I
to
didn't
it.
think you were
Okay.
counting during the film.
No,
I just know
it's
that
impossible.
I just know that he killed a lot of people.
All right, I'm gonna go with 300 bodies.
Okay, for his.
That's definitely like 500 plus bodies. It has to be 500 plus bodies. From John Wick 1 to John Wick 4. Has to be.
Okay. Okay, for his is closer.
Come on.
It's 439 estimated.
Bro, do you know
He
So
said 500 plus.
he did,
the fact that he
but-
said plus, he's given himself so much room to go up.
I know.
I said
know.
I said literally because the odds could have been 1,000.
I took.
I just knew it. It just had to be
I
over
took.
500.
I heard 500. I took 500.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's fair because 400 and something is close, but you said 500 plus.
Bro,
So
it had to be 500.
so it could be like 700 and you would have still won. Come on now.
Okay, I think that's 3-3.
Yeah, free.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
and
this is the last one. Oh no, we got.
Yeah, this is the last one.
Okay.
So, can we all agree that John Wick is a man of very few words?
Yes.
100%.
Yep.
Mhm.
How many? Another estimate.
Oh my.
How many words does he utter during John Wick 4?
You know what? Yeah.
Estimated.
What kind of questions are these?
You know what? Yeah. The one thing I'll say
Okay.
about that, is that he actually spoke a little bit more in
Than
this
than
film
all
than
the
the
other
other
films.
films.
Yeah, I agree.
Every minute it was like, yeah.
Yeah. That was deeper than John Wick. Okay.
I'm gonna let him go first because I went first.
Then he's gonna.
I'm
piggyback
I'm
off
gonna
us.
say
Yeah.
I know you. I'm gonna say 8. I don't think he said more than 10 words. Wait.
In the whole film.
Oh, in the whole film.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. So in the whole film, I'd probably say he had about 30, 40. I don't know. 'Cause he didn't say. I don't know. Like sound like 30, 40, 30. I say 30.
Where do you are?
This guy's gonna go for a high number.
Random 120.
Yeah, you guys are both very off, but Midyar is closer, 380.
380.
Why
But
the
when
hell did
you-
I say 30?
yeah.
Just because I've just heard all that.
So
stuff.
I
When
won.
you do think about it, I think I wasn't keeping count. So yeah.
How can you keep count?
I wasn't
Literally,
keeping count.
How
Like,
can
Yeah.
you keep count?
because I just noticed that. Yeah. When you saw it to Winston, you just,
Except
yeah.
the win, and get over it. He earned. This isn't a question. I'm just random
Same.
fact here. He earned, I think it was 15 million for John Wick 4, which means that he earned about 40,000 per word. Which is
40,000 per
yeah,
word.
which is an interesting fact. But then you think that he was involved in a lot of the fight
Like,
choreography
yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like.
yeah.
So it does make sense. But
Yeah, we'll get
yeah.
into that, but yeah. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna read us, like the last episode, a quick synopsis of John Wick 4 without kind of ruining it for the viewers who haven't seen it, so you can still watch up to this point. I'll get it going. It says John Wick 4 is an upcoming action movie and the 4th installment in the John Wick franchise. The story will follow the legendary hitman John Wick, who finds himself on the run after being declared excommunicado by the High Table. With a global bounty on his head, John must fight his way out of New York City and navigate through the dangerous criminal underworld to try to clear his name and survive. Along the way, he will encounter new allies and enemies and uncover more secrets about the High Table and its operations. The movie promises to deliver the same intense and thrilling action scenes that fans of the franchise have come to love. So yeah, we are actually now going to be talking about the film, guys. So if you have not seen it and you plan on seeing it, please pause the episode and come back. So yeah, let's get into this one.
Let's get into it. Let's go.
Like always, the plot. What are we saying for this?
go ahead.
I liked the plot from start to finish. Even though the majority of the film was a lot of action, a lot of killing, a lot of fighting, I feel like when you actually, look at the bits where they're actually interacting with each other, I thought it was amazing. Obviously at the start of 4 is like we already know that John is more or less like an established assassin. Like everyone knows this guy.
They know what he's on.
He's the baddest. He's basically like the baddest man on the planet. And like he's always they're trying to drag him in. Like he's been trying to leave. Like from number 1 all the way up to now, he has been trying to leave that the high table people. And it was just like
initially when we I think first were brought into, he was retired, isn't it?
Yeah, because he was retired, and obviously like the passing of his wife, and then his wife leaving a dog for him, which is like an extension of her. Like to think like that's how it all started, of him more or less coming back.
I was about to say, you know how this all started? This started because of a dog, and no, it's just a dog, really.
The dog, it was
and
a dog
his
and the
car.
And the car, yeah,
And
the dog and the car.
And obviously, like the dog is like an extension of his wife.
Yeah.
Because at first, I'm not gonna lie, when I was watching John Wick 1, I was so baffled at the start. I was just like, this guy's killing all these people because of a dog. I was like, hold on, but then
you guys aren't dog people.
I'm a dog person.
You're a dog person.
Yes, I have too.
But do you know what it is? I'm with Fahiz on that. I literally was watching probably halfway up to John Wick 1, and I was thinking, this is a bit irrational here. Like, he's doing all of this madness for a dog and a car. And the guy from Game of Thrones, what's his name in Game of Thrones? Is it, what's his name?
Is this the car dealer?
No, you know who he's from Game of Thrones, the one that got his thing cut off.
Oh, Ramsey. Oh, no, not Ramsey. I know his name
Why
in
is
real
it not
life.
coming
It's
into my head?
Alfie Allen, but I can't remember
His actual name. But yeah, his character was called Isuf in the film.
Yeah.
And he starts off asking John Wick how much for your car. And John Wick's like, it's not for sale, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that literally triggers
everything.
1, 2, 3, 4 were literally here because my man asked for his car and John Wick said it's not for sale. And this guy came to rob his car and kill his dog.
I can say I will kill for my dog. Maybe not.
Kill for your dog.
I love my dogs.
Me, like, it's different, a connection.
It's a different sort of love,
It's a different
it's like having a child
connection.
Really?
But I always heard, everyone always told me about John Wick, and this month, last month, it's my first time watching all of the John Wicks, and they told me it's people come break into his house and kill his dog and steal his car, and I was like, what? How is this the franchise that everyone talks about? That sounds so silly.
So bad.
But I like that John Wick 1 is so simple. It's such a simple plot.
Yeah.
It's just like a revenge story. Lovely stuff. John Wick 4, on the other hand, I did like the plot. I do have to say it does kind of follow the same kind of plot of the second one, the third one, the fourth one. He's going after someone from the high table. And
that was my problem with it, to be honest. It's just like,
he's going after someone on the high table.
Yeah, no, not necessarily the high table, but just who's he going after now? Like that's just literally just how I felt, and I can't lie to you. By number 4, I did feel a bit drained. I did feel a bit drained, and it's made me realize maybe I don't like action films. Whole plot.
I wasn't expecting to hear that.
No, because this is a pure action film. Like, if you were to say what is an action film, you could put John Wick up there as a good representation of an action film. This whole experience for me has made me just like, it's too much fighting, man. I want to see some like.
I realize how much I like, how much I value plot and storyline and character development. We spoke about it earlier. That's all he says. There's no connections with people. There's no like romantic love interest, which I didn't think
there was, but she was dead.
Yeah, she's dead now. But I didn't think I valued that. But now that I've watched John Wick, all the John Wicks, I'm like,
because literally there would be like 10 minutes or 15 minutes maybe at best of solid like acting where we're seeing a certain scene, there's communication between characters, whether it's Winston and John or all the other guys that's in film. But then you get to a point where they're fighting and you're just like, they're fighting again.
I don't mind it. It goes on for a really long time. I'd say you could shave off quite a few of the fighting scenes, and you could have got a good 2-hour, 15-minute movie.
Good, trust me, you could.
And I might have stayed awake for the whole of it.
Oh, you didn't stay awake.
I was definitely dozing off. I didn't miss anything. But definitely during the fight scenes, they go on for like a good 20 minutes.
I have a confession, guys. I did drift off. during this movie. But I drifted off, like Ash said, during the fighting scenes. So it's when they were fighting and the fight was going on for too long. That's when my mind, like, I know John's gonna win. He's gonna win. So it's just like that inevitability of John winning. It's just about how he wins and how much you enjoy looking at the fighting scenes. Other than that, I was tired.
I love the fighting scenes, man. I just thought like it just made sense because everyone and their mothers is after this guy. Like it's mad. Like even the scene when he was in Japan. That one was okay.
I think that was my favorite.
That was my favorite scene.
I loved that whole scene.
When people are saying this is movie of the year and all that kind of stuff, that scene alone, I could understand why they would put it in that category. I literally said, ooh. Mm-hmm. That's the only scene that I like went, ooh, I literally rubbed my hands and like, this looks good. Like how it was shot and everything, how it was acted out. He was the, I think it was called the Osaka Continental.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was called. The way, what's his name again? The manager of the hotel. Koji, yeah. When he was like, guests are here. He's like, I think he asked them, you can come in, but we'd like you to drop your weapons, that sort of thing. And when they were like, nah, they're not dropping their weapons, I was like, ooh.
It's gonna go down, isn't
it? No, I love that scene. But in general, the plot with this one, it followed like all the other plots where he's literally going after somebody of higher power.
But the only difference is, I feel like with this one, it's more about him trying to like write his own legacy instead of having the high table guy take control of it. Yeah. So like he's just basically like, forget them. I'm trying to do my own thing. I'm trying to go out the way I want to go out. And I think he did a pretty good job doing that.
But I think I looked at it, sorry Ash, I think I looked at it as, what is he actually fighting for? There was a point where I thought, what is he actually fighting for? And when he met the person in the desert, who was it again?
The elder.
The elder. When he met the elder in the desert, and the elder said, you will not know no peace until you're dead.
Yeah.
If I was John Wick, I'd be like, say no more. Like, I'm just going to die. Because what are you actually fighting for? The love of your life is kind of dead. You know, the dog she gave you is gone.
I think that's why I was not invested. I enjoyed the fight scenes, but I knew John wasn't going to die either. So I wasn't really invested in the fight scenes. The outcome, I didn't really care because he's got nothing to live for. There's no stakes here. So I could just enjoy the fighting. Yeah. Another pointer is that something I didn't realise in the third one, but then I did think about it, was that he's got a bulletproof suit, which I hated that.
I hated that as well.
The bulletproof suit.
Because the amount of times he was getting shot,
bro, it was
and
so bad.
nothing was happening.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like, this guy's getting shot so much times, like, and nothing's happened. I'm just seeing him do this, doing that. I'm just like, right, okay. Yeah. When I was even seeing the enemies happen, I said, so what? Everyone got these bulletproof suits now.
And just him in end of the third one, he gets shot off a building. In Paris, in this one, he like jumps off a building, a 3-story building, onto a car. He also rolls down like 10 flights of stairs.
You're like, this man is not real.
I can. Once you're watching it, you can get on board. John Wick, he's inevitable. Yeah. You get it. But I feel like when you come out of it, like, that was really silly, and I enjoy the silliness.
How do you feel about them adding Kane?
Loved him.
You can't mess up a blind man that knows how to fight, you know.
It's man of Daredevil, isn't it?
Bro, it's mad. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, heightened senses and everything.
I really liked everything he done, fight choreography wise. You know, when he put all the bells up. Yeah. I thought that was so.
That was
and
good.
I feel like you can have a blind assassin and not like even acknowledge the fact that he's blind. Just he's wearing glasses, but they actually acknowledge the fact that he uses different ways to fight. I do think there were certain times, you know, when they were playing cards at the poker table in Berlin, and I was like, how did he see his cards? Is that just me?
Yeah, I thought about that as well.
It's the world of John Wick, so who cares anymore?
Yeah, anybody could do anything really if they put their mind to it. That's literally what it is. Anybody could do what they want to do.
It was so committed.
I really loved how, well, not loved it, but we didn't get too much of a background from Kane and his relationship with John.
I just know that they were like old friends.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
But I loved how I did genuinely feel like there was a connection between the two characters, even though we haven't seen it before. And Koji,
yeah. I do like that. I feel like John Wick, the franchise, they do that really well. That we found out that John Wick was this incredible assassin, not through him telling us and not through seeing it ourselves. We found it out from everyone else.
Yeah.
And with these friendships, we don't need to see the background of the friendships to believe them.
Yeah.
No, I feel like that was like the strongest part of the film. Was
and I feel like there was a scene where he goes back to, is this in either 3 or 4? I don't know if I'm confusing it, but he goes back to like his teacher that brought him up.
Yeah.
That taught him how to like fight, and he learned a lot of stuff with her.
Yeah.
She kind of said, "You bring death everywhere." Even I think his daughter said it.
Yeah, because it's true. Because everywhere he went, people would just die.
You just bring, and I'm literally just thinking, if I was a character in this film, I don't want to be anywhere near this guy. Man.
No, he's a Baba Yaga.
Yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near him because either he's doing the killing, or I'm just going to be killed by association. And I didn't understand how certain characters were so insistent of associating themselves with him, knowing that potentially everybody's after him. Like, did you see what was the end bounty on this guy's head? It was like
40 million.
Yeah,
40 million, something like
yeah.
even like that. You know, imagine a person with a £40 million bounty on their head. Like,
everyone's coming for you.
I wouldn't, to be honest. If there's a £40 million,
because you know he's inside, he's killing everyone anyway.
Yeah,
but
you know what I'm saying.
He
I
did
won't
say
even
it
go
though,
near him.
when he became an excommunicado, like he did say, "Oh, I'll kill everyone.
Yeah, I'll kill them all.
I'll kill them all."
Yeah.
And he did. He killed all of them.
Yeah, I don't know how. It's like he didn't have superpowers in this film. Like it was clearly established he is a human being. He doesn't have like mystic powers or anything, but he's just a crazy assassin who can literally put anybody into the ground like easily. So, plot wise, I do think it was a decent plot. Very simple.
Yeah.
Too much fighting, in my opinion. Yeah, they could. I think the film was 2 hours and 49 minutes.
Yeah.
We could have got an hour and a half of it. I think.
I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you think I'm cutting it too much?
2 hours, 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Hour and a
I
half,
mean, it
man.
didn't even though the film was long, it didn't feel long.
It felt long
because
for me.
I was loving every bit of it.
felt
No,
like
it felt long, but I liked all of it pretty much, but it was long for no reason, really. But yeah, I did like the plot. The only difference with this one to 2 and 3 is that you kind of see throughout the film that he's realizing that, you know what, if I can kill every single member of the high table, someone is always going to be after me.
Yeah.
So he's coming to terms with the fact that this is the end, and yeah. So that's what I distinguish it from 2 and 3.
In terms of how we got here as well to the 4th film, is when he kills the guy in the Continental Hotel, right?
Santiago?
Yeah,
Santino?
Santiago.
Santino?
Yeah,
Can't remember.
Santi something.
Santi something.
Santi
Yeah,
something,
I'm going with Santiago. I think it's that. Yeah. So he kills him in the Continental, and he's fully aware that he can't kill on continental grounds.
He still did it.
And he still did
He
it.
still did it. Because
Like-
Winston said to him, like, something about just walk out, just turn around. Man just went, but done.
So he kind of brought this on himself in a way, and I think Santiago was less of a villain or less of someone to want to kill than Isuf at the start in the first film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Santiago had he says John Wick, he has a marker.
We owed him, innit?
Yeah, so you owed him. A marker is basically it's like you owe me a favor. So they're both assassins, and they made some sort of agreement where they kind of put their blood on like a little what would you call it? Like a plate or a locket. Yeah, they they both put their blood, and they're both like tied to each other. So if one person needed the other, without saying no, they have no choice. They have to be there for one another. So Santiago's marker on John Wick, he pulls out, even though John Wick is retired, and he's told John Wick to kill his sister.
Yeah, I thought that was brazy.
Yeah, kill my sister. I was like,
when he said
because he wants a seat at the high table. I was just like, mate,
this boy,
mate. But anyway, I felt like John carries that out, kills his sister, and then John gets pissed at Santiago because Santiago wanted to kill John at the end of doing the favor.
No, you had to kill him.
No, he had to.
I
was on John
had to
Wick's
kill him
side.
because, bro, man blew up his yard.
It's not even that. He betrayed him. He said, I want you to kill my sister. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to kill you, by the way, because you killed my sister because I told you to.
Because you told him to.
Yeah, so he double
He tried to
blindside.
say. He said something like, what did he say again? He said, I'd have to like kind of like.
Yeah, to make it seem like I'm avenging my sister.
I have to kill you, basically.
Yeah.
But he knows why if he does that, it's basically like with what's that guy's name? The one that's in 4, the villain in 4. I can't say his name. Is it Marquise?
Yeah, Marquise, that's the guy.
Yeah, him. It's basically like the same with him because he knows that killing John Wick 4 will put you on a different kind of pedestal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, the amount of power that could come with that, who knows?
Yeah, but I just didn't feel like he had the opportunity in the hotel to kind of just leave him.
Yeah.
I guess, and I think Santiago was saying, I'm just gonna basically stay in this hotel forever, and that kind of thing. You can't
Yeah.
kill.
He knows you can't.
Yeah, you can't do nothing to me here. I just thought John should have just taken that and just be like, do you know what? I'll plot on you. I'll go about my day and plot on you. But by killing him, he's literally just ruined his whole life because that's how he became excommunicado.
Can't help it, innit? He's an on-site man.
I know, but he didn't even seem that angry.
That's what I'm saying.
And that bothered me because I was like,
and that's what fueled everything. I can understand if this guy took your wife or your dog, those sort of things that happened in the first film. But when we're up to this point and you're just killing him because, okay, he did backstab you.
Yeah.
He's an assassin. Like, either you kill me or I kill you. So what would you do?
Yeah, but look what he did to himself.
I mean, he kind of knew. I think he knew the consequences, innit?
Yeah.
He knew the consequences, and he just said, "I will live with it."
How did you guys feel about his death? Because I don't think I was expecting him to die until the last 20 minutes of the film, where I thought, okay, it would make sense if I think when he was talking to the Bowery King, I think he told, and Winston as well, and he was getting off the boat, he said on his gravestone he wants them to write
a loving husband.
A loving husband. That's like this guy's voice.
Because that's on his wife's.
That's on his. I forgot about that.
And I feel like that's basically what he wants to be seen as, isn't it? He was trying to live this life of the assassin. Well, obviously he couldn't because he was already in deep. Because he knows that. Because he knows that he's not really like, he ain't got nothing else.
He hasn't got much else.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Dog owner, loving dog owner.
Come on,
man. For a couple of days.
You could have just put something to do with him being an assassin.
Yeah.
Not on your gravestone.
Yeah.
Really?
That's brave.
If I put 300, how many bodies you say you got?
I'm not gonna lie to you. See them guy from one people from High Table, they'll come to that gravestone, they'll ruin it.
They'll ruin it.
They'll ruin it.
Yeah, but a loving husband, I thought, But even from them, when he put that down to them and he said, that's what I would like to be written, in my mind, I said, okay, maybe he could die here. So when it did happen, how did you feel about the scene of him and Kane?
I didn't. Oh, okay. I like the scene of him and Kane. I don't know how they could have topped any of the fight scenes before, so it made sense for it to be kind of a slow scene.
Almost like a cowboy sort of in the
Western,
turn around,
old-fashioned way, innit? Let's get it done, just me and you.
And him dying at the end, I didn't see it coming, but it didn't really do anything for me. Like I wasn't sad.
It didn't do anything for me. I
have any emotion behind it. It felt like a necessary conclusion because remember, Keanu Reeves is 60. So
is he actually?
He's actually 60,
he's
bro.
60.
There was some scenes in there. Like I was watching a few videos. Like there was some scenes in there where it was like the stunt actors, like he was finding it, they had to like kind of wait for him.
Really?
Yeah, because he's not as like
agile,
quick, and all that stuff.
Apparently, he did 90% of the stunts.
That's what he said. But himself. He said of the fight scenes. I don't know of the stunts because he was getting like knocked over by cars and stuff, and that stuff is real.
Yeah,
some of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, because he's 60, I can't see why he would continue doing these films. So it felt like a necessary conclusion. I don't think he was dead, and I know there's a post-credit scene at the end. I thought he was going to come back in.
Did
that.
you guys stay for the post-credits?
You know what? No. I didn't even know there was a post-credit.
I got myself out of there.
I didn't know there was but
I knew there was.
When I found out there was, I had to watch it.
I was like, this ain't Marvel. I'm out of here.
Have you seen it though?
No, I haven't seen it till now.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I'm not going to lie. They're going to do some spin-offs, bro.
They're going to do a spin-off.
So?
It's either going to be like... because I feel like what's her name? The daughter. Yeah, she's.
Yeah, because that was a chapter that wasn't really closed. She kind of told John Wick to kill Kane because Kane killed her dad. Yeah, and that didn't happen. They left as bodies.
But if you remember in that scene, he said to her, Kane said to the door, he said, "Oh, I'll be waiting for you," because obviously he killed my dad right in front of her. Yeah. So obviously he knows that now. Like she's gonna be wanting this guy.
Yeah. And he left her alive. So.
And you already know that he was already doing it so he can obviously be with his daughter. But now it's like you got a whole other issue now.
Yeah. No,
I saw it as it could be a spin-off, or it's just showing the cycle of revenge that it just never ends. Yeah. So I took it as two different ways, but I'm sure it might be a spin-off.
What do you think of Tracker, Mr. Nobody?
I wasn't crazy about him. Very cool character. I wasn't. There was no stakes there. He was just waiting for it to go.
Tiny Boost. Do you know who Tiny Beast is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
He's
God.
reminding me of Tiny
I was
Beast.
thinking
like-
the same thing. I was thinking, no, there's no way.
I was just like, get this guy off my screen, man. I just
I
wasn't,
liked him.
I was
I
impressed.
mean, he had a dog, so obviously that.
And that's
that was
what-
his only.
That
and
was
did you
his
see?
only
That's
reason.
what saved John Wick.
Yeah.
The dog that he cares so much about, the dogs that he loves, saved him.
Yeah.
Because in the end, when one of the henchmen was literally gonna kill John Wick,
yeah.
or was the henchman gonna? No, the henchman was gonna kill the dog,
the dog.
and John
He
Wick.
was gonna kill John Wick.
Yeah, and then John Wick, because he loves dogs so much,
Yeah.
he killed the henchman.
Yeah.
So the tracker was looking at that and thinking, "Oh, he saved
Yeah.
my dog."
Yeah, because there was a time when Tracker was literally ready to kill John Wick.
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
he looked at his dog.
But I didn't know what he was doing because at the start he was helping John.
He wanted the bounty
The
to
money, yeah,
keep
the bounty.
rising.
Yeah.
So that's what he was doing.
And that's what he was doing. But
Mm.
yeah, this is a film by dog lovers for dog lovers.
I
clearly.
guess so. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought his character was a bit pointless. If you take him out of the story, it's like
Nothing happens.
yeah.
Yeah.
didn't change. And him and Kane have the same story going on, but Kane's is there's a lot more attached to it. It's
Yeah.
about his
Yeah.
daughter and he's friends with John Wick.
Yeah, this guy's just
This
after more
guy's
money.
it's just random, but it's pretty cool, I guess.
And in all the films, like all the villains, who are after John, it's like they know he's inevitable.
He's never.
And it's like they know as he's getting closer, they're all like, in their boots and shaking and all that kind of stuff. It's just like, call it off now.
Yeah.
Tell the henchmen to chill.
One thing I did like though about this plot was that I liked the way he went about like trying to get that fight in the end. Because obviously he had to be part of what was it again? He had to be part of a group or something like that. They had to get permission.
To do that.
So he could do that that ancient duel.
Yeah.
I like that. That was pretty cool. That's what I did love it.
Yeah.
But what I would say is the plot, just to finish off on the plot was decent, but it wasn't spectacular. It was a lot of it's a film for action lovers. That's what I would say. If you're looking for a good story, if you're looking for a good, like background sort of insight onto how things have built up, then I don't think this is the film for you, because you just get random characters dropping here and there, and it'll give you little bits of who they are, but not enough to make you feel like, oh, I know a lot about this, or I'd have to have watched John Wick 1 to understand what's happening in John Wick 4.
It's definitely one of the ones you have to watch the other three before you watch.
You think so? I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I feel like if I took my friend who's not watched it, they'd enjoy it almost as much as I
Maybe,
do.
maybe even more.
Because when I was watching, I was like, okay, it all makes sense now. That's literally like, it's like a live.
Can
okay,
I-
in my
There's
head.
just little bits, but not majorly. Go
Yeah.
on.
One thing about John Wick 4 as well that I hated is that it undone all the work of John Wick 3, which I didn't like John Wick 3 anyway.
Explain.
We're going to get onto the ranking. But it undoes all the work. So John Wick 3 ends with Winston turning on John, essentially almost killing him and getting the Continental back.
Yeah.
But then it's John Wick 4 starts with Winston gets the Continental taken away from him, his concierge is killed, and him and John Wick are cool again.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can literally take John Wick 3 out of the franchise and it could have
And
just
you-
been 1, 2 and 4 and it would have been a great franchise.
How did I miss something? How did they get cool again? Like Winston and John Wick?
I think they
Because
didn't
if I'm
really
John,
say it.
I'm more pissed at Winston,
Winston
than I
than
am at
anyone.
anyone else.
Yeah, Winston
Yes.
could have like been the one to stop all of this from
They
long
didn't
time.
really say it. I think they alluded to it being about the concierge dying and they bonded over that, but really and truly, it didn't. Yeah, I would have never forgiven Winston out of everyone.
I mean, like Winston was the one guy that kind of knew what he was going through, innit?
Yeah.
Kind of thing, because Winston probably knew how corrupt the High Table was, and he knew that no one was really trying to stop them, and he.
But
knew,
Winston
and,
shot him.
Off a building.
Yeah.
but that was. I feel like I don't feel like he actually tried to kill him. I don't.
Because he tried to just, I
Really?
shot him.
I don't think he tried to kill. I feel like because he had to escape.
I
innit?
get what he's saying.
Because think about it, was like, because it was a thing where if he jumps off the building now, you acted like you shot him.
Yeah.
The lady that was there.
Yeah.
From the High Table was like, okay, he's probably dead now because
Yeah.
look at that fall. It's a
And he
fall.
just tries to justify, I shot him. I done my job.
Yeah,
Guys.
so,
he's
so he knew
alive.
what he was doing. Like, did you see how he was shooting that gun?
Yeah.
If
Gun was
either
wavering.
of you shot me off a building, I would never forgive you, and I'd never think, oh yeah,
I hear that.
they
But you're not
know
John
what's
Wick.
going on.
But you're not John Wick. If I shut you off the building, you're gonna die. there's a
And he
90%
should have
chance.
as well.
Huh?
And he should have as well.
He should have, but he's John Wick. So
because if it wasn't for that, how else is he gonna get out of that situation?
yeah, it's true.
So I feel like that was very smart of Winston.
Fair
Like
enough.
Winston's always one step ahead. I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
fair
he knows
enough.
what he's doing. He's a cheeky guy as well.
What's you lot experience with Keanu Reeves just as an actor?
I've watched The Matrix once, but I can't remember what it's about. But in John Wick, he does embody the character of John Wick. Stunt work and every fight scenes are amazing, but this business and this very not loads of dialogue, not loads of talking. It does bother me because I know he's a legendary actor and I really want to give him his flowers. But
I feel like that's what I know him to be, a man of not many words. So my first encounter with Keanu Reeves was a film called Speed, with Sandra Bullock.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it came out in like 95. I don't know how I ended up watching it.
Wow.
I think there was one day I was in my house, you know, when like I was like probably like 9 years old. You know them TVs, channel 1 to 5, and it came on channel 5. And I was thinking, wait, this film is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. That was my first encounter with Keanu Reeves. And even in that film, he wasn't a man of many words. But he has this sort of presence, or the roles that he picks up, the characters that he plays them with a lot of like assurance, where he's mainly the hero in the movie. So after that Speed one, I watched The Matrix. I've watched all of The Matrix. He's the hero in that as well. And even in those action films, he seems to be a man of very little words, but a very, very strong character that people look at as, this is the hero. So coming into John Wick, I expected the same thing, and I got the same thing. I literally, I don't know too much diversity when it comes to Keanu Reeves. Like, if you guys know any films where I can see him in a different light, please let me know, because I'll be keen to watch them. But from what I've seen, it's pretty consistent for me in terms of how which characters he tends to portray. I think these writers write up these scripts and they look at that and be like, yeah, Keanu Reeves, he knows how to do this. So that's my experience of him anyway.
I'm just like Ash, The Matrix. But that was so long ago.
It was ages ago.
It was so long ago. But even in that film, he didn't really say much
either.
So
yeah.
You basically hit the nail on the spot, on the coffin for me. Like.
It's like, I feel like if he says too many sentences, something will happen to him where he just can't function. I literally think there's a cap on how many sentences he can actually say, because in all these films, Fizz is right, he's not really talking much. So, you know, I guess you know, he earns his money through the action and the fighting. So,
but then I do feel like when he says long sentences,
it's weird, isn't it?
It is strange.
That's what I'm saying.
And
I feel like something's gonna happen to him because he's been speaking for so long.
It's so weird.
I want to kill you, and it's just it's like
Stop
a
talking,
parody.
Stop
I need to stop doing that. Yeah.
But just quickly before you move on, what do you lot think of the scene where he got to the top of the stairs
and then he came back down,
booted him back down?
The whole cinema was laughing.
I was laughing.
That's the only point in the movie that the whole cinema was laughing. But for me, I was tired. So when he got booted back down,
I had the exact same reaction.
Again.
I thought, he's gonna have to go back up. What?
Man, I loved it because when he got, everyone was laughing. I was in tears. When he got down and I saw Kane, I said, yeah, it's about to go down. These men are about to mess things up.
Yeah.
I was actually like sad because I was like, that is now another 20 minutes less that I can't go home. So yeah.
What about the cinematography of the film?
There's one part that stood out for me. I think you lot will agree. It was the scene where they gave us the overhead view.
When he's shooting do you know what it's called? The gun.
I don't know.
There's so many guns.
That gun was peak,
It's
though.
got a name, but yeah.
That gun was peak. I just know that them guys were on fire.
Yeah.
Flame gun or something, but I like that. I've actually, for the films that I've watched in my life, I've actually never seen a view like that, and I really liked it.
Yeah,
I really liked it. It was just like, oh, he's coming from there, oh, he's coming from here, like, and you know, like, you think John Wick is doing all of this, and you got man them coming from behind you. It's like, damn, it really gave you the full scope. Yeah, and even when they zoomed in on him and they slowly brought it up, I said, this is amazing. Like, you don't see this every day.
Yeah,
like, we gotta appreciate these things.
No, I'd agree with you on that. But my favorite one would be the Osaka Intercontinental fight.
Mm-hmm.
When it was still early days in the film. I think maybe about 15 minutes in, maybe even less.
Yeah.
That we got that. That just set up a lot of promise for me
Mm-hmm.
in seeing that kick off, and then the lights going off. And
Yeah.
the lights going off, and then
Yeah.
seeing all like the green LED lights, and
That was amazing.
yeah, that was really, really good. And I think the whole series as a whole does well in terms of its cinematography with the action fights. There was one scene, maybe in 2 or 3, where they were fighting underwater and they were shooting.
Oh,
You
yeah,
could see the
yeah.
bullets underwater.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is wicked. I know this stuff costs a lot of money, but
Yeah.
it
And
was really good to see.
the director is a former stuntman and like a stunt choreographer. So you can actually tell that it's made by a stuntman.
Yeah.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
I did like that scene in the house with the fire. I like the Osaka scene. I also liked the scene in the nightclub in Berlin.
Yeah.
It did remind me of, I think, the second one in the nightclub.
Yeah.
And it also always makes me laugh that people are getting shot.
And then people
things,
still dancing and
people are still
partying and-
I was
dancing.
gonna say that I found that so weird. Like in every John Wick film up until 4, it's like he's shooting up in the club and people are still dancing.
Because
Like,
you know what it is, they're all off their head, either on drugs or alcohol.
I'm not gonna
and
lie
stuff
to
like
you.
that.
You can be off your head, but you're telling me you don't see a man dying
They
in front of
do,
you.
but
That's
when
just
they're off their
so
head
right.
and they're doing those hardcore drugs,
they're thinking they're hallucinating.
yeah, yeah.
I think we're looking into this too much. It's the John Wick universe.
I know.
This
but
is
it's
just
like,
this is just the life they live in. Everyone's an assassin apparently.
Wait,
No, but in some of the places that they're fighting, like they're just supposed to be normal civilians.
who was that? Was his name Killer or something?
Yeah.
The one that he had to get the gold
Yeah,
tooth from.
because that's the one thing I liked about that scene when they were in the club, where obviously he must have beat him up, threw him down there, and then obviously he came down stuff, and I said, okay, because he was massive.
He was
I
massive.
was thinking, this Don is big. Who's gonna beat this guy?
Yeah, he can actually fight as well.
No, what? When I saw his leg
I was,
go up,
I was
like,
impressed.
there's no
I was
way.
like, oh wow, he can
I said,
fight.
there's no way.
Okay.
Also, special mention for the Paris scene with they're fighting in the middle of traffic, and it's just
that was
crazy
really
because
good.
you actually don't know what's CGI and what's real.
Yeah,
And because it's all in the same shot,
yeah.
and people are getting hit by cars, and I think a lot of people that's actually real. People were getting hit by cars.
Yeah.
You just don't know what's real and what's fake. They've done amazing with the cinematography.
No, I would agree as well.
How many times does this guy have to get run over before he dies?
Before
Bro,
he can
John Wick
fall
universe,
from
but-
a 100-story building. He could get shot. Like he's the only person that I could see get shot in the arm or the chest or the shoulder. He'd be like, he'll be alright.
Yeah.
He'll be alright. It's only when he gets shot around like the middle, maybe around his stomach, that you feel like, oh, maybe that one could be a fatal one, like how he dies. But every other shot to this guy, I'm thinking, yeah, he'd be fine.
What do you lot think of Marquise?
Marquise,
What do you lot think of him? Because I actually really liked like his character development throughout that story.
I liked him.
I just found him annoying.
He was giving me vibes. I'm not going to say what kind of vibes he was giving me, but
Yeah, maybe
Anyway.
not say it. Maybe not say it.
We'll speak
I think
after.
I know, but maybe not say it.
I liked him, but I didn't take him very seriously against John Wick. I know he wasn't actually fighting John Wick, but I didn't take it as seriously. Realized he was Pennywise in It,
Yeah.
which I didn't know until after the film. Yeah, I thought he was a good enough villain, but
I found him very annoying.
he was naive, man.
Yeah, just like
naive,
naive.
like-
I think up to that point as well, I just thought it was lazy a bit. There needs to be, the villains need to know that John Wick, like I said, he's inevitable, right? Marquise moved throughout the whole film like he was sure that he was going to beat this guy. And it's like, this guy's his track record alone tells you it's not happening. It's not possible. But even when the tracker was saying up the bounty to this and that, and he was trying to, argue with the tracker, just be like, nah, forget it and all that kind of stuff. I'm thinking, do you want him dead or not?
That's what I'm saying, bro. He just wants all the glory.
Yeah,
He
like,
wants
do you
all
want him dead or
glory.
not? So I just thought he was very, very naive. I was not really impressed with his character, to be fair.
Like, even when
I was happy when he
in
died.
that last scene, when Kanan obviously shot, and he was like, oh, he wanted to take the last bullet to basically do it.
yeah,
I was so happy when they're like, oh, he's like, what was this day? You naive,
Yeah.
something. He didn't shoot. I said,
John
yeah.
Wick's
I
itself.
said, yeah.
Bah!
to them die, it felt like relief.
Yeah.
Like,
That was a good.
they needed, because it's like, first you asked Kane to do it. He didn't want to fight
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, yeah.
You put him in there. Now you want to take all the
Now
glory.
you want to take the
You
glory
deserve
at
to
the
die.
end.
You deserve to die.
Allow it,
Hold
man.
that.
But what's social media saying about this film?
Social media. Let's see. I've got a few tweets here. So this one tweet is from Brian Stanton. It's got the Ukraine flag, so I'm assuming he's from Ukraine. Big up Ukraine. But he said, John Wick 4 review. Somehow I forgot to do this last week after I saw it, and holy crap. I haven't had much fun at an action film in a long time, and it might be the best one I've seen on the big screen. The first three are fun and awesome, so this one didn't disappoint. A+. What do you think of that?
When I say I'd agree with when I said earlier, if you're into action films, then you're absolutely going to love this film. Like, you cannot go wrong. If you wanted to put a catalogue of movies for show me what action is about, this movie has to go there.
100%.
Genuinely believe so. But yeah, I won't say my personal opinion, but yeah, that's cool.
How would you feel about that?
I agree that it's like up there with the best action films. I also want to say that I think that end scene in chapter 3, the end fight scene, the first fight scene in Osaka topped it almost. So it's like it just keeps each
Getting
film
better.
tops the last one. So yeah, I do agree with that.
Yeah, no, I thought it was pretty. I liked it. I'm pretty much with him on that. I can't lie to you. Next tweet. This is from Farhan, Pakistan.
Farhan, Pakistan.
Big up Farhan, man, from Pakistan. He said, watched John Wick 4 last night. This movie is pure class. Having read reviews saying that this is one of the best, having read reviews saying that this one is better than the previous 3, which was very hard for me to believe. I was a bit skeptical going in. Now I can't agree more. Superb movie. Don't miss this in the cinema.
Show me a bad tweet, man.
So your bad tweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got a bad tweet.
Okay, I got one here.
Let's go. It's getting too much glory.
Says, okay, this one's from Mark Tech. It's actually verified. Reviews made simple. He said, watch John Wick 4 and man, Keanu can't act to save his life. LMAO. Guy was like a stone. Decent movie though. And then, hold on. And then someone commented, I had to add this one in. Someone said, worst actor ever, but I love him.
Whoa.
I'm not gonna lie.
But you see what I mean when I say there's, out of the films I've seen, that's what I'm saying to you guys. If there's any films where Keanu Reeves is acting a somewhat different kind of expressive character, let me know. I would happily watch it. But from what I've seen of him, this guy's absolutely right. I don't want to say terrible actor because I love him personally.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's very limited.
I feel he's limited as well.
Yeah, it's something I don't want to say out loud because I know he's a great person in real life, but
and he gets so much respect in the acting world as well. You don't get respect for no reason. So I don't want to put mud on his name like that. But for me personally, I don't think there's that much variation when it comes to the actor. So he's right.
Maybe not worst actor ever. Also take into account like body acting and stunt choreography and stuff and like that's part of acting.
I'll give you one more.
Go on.
One more bad tweet. So the main tweet says, I can't say the name. I'm going to say, was it Rawa?
Shout out Rawa.
He or she said Keanu Reeves is a horrible actor. Someone in the comments said, I don't even use Twitter really, but came here to say that this is absolute facts. And John Wick 4 was generally one of the worst movies I've ever seen. He said, he then said, I would rather watch The Room for 3 hours.
Wait, The Room?
The Room for 3 hours.
Like The Room?
I think
there's a film. I think that's a film.
That sounds like Midia's Burner.
But John Wick 4 generally being one of the worst films.
Nah, it's not.
Come on,
it's
man.
not.
I feel like just being harsh.
I feel like me as a person, I can accept when things are not me and it's not my taste and it's not my go-to, but I could always see why other people would appreciate it. Hence why I said, if you're into action, it's for you. But some people are, they're very much, this is really, really bad. But I didn't see it like that. But yeah.
That's literally all I got for now.
That's calm. Ash, do you got any numbers for us?
Yep. So for its budget, it's 100 million. In its opening weekend, it made $137.5 million, and then as a whole, as I'm recording, $363.3 million. It's the highest grossing film of its franchise.
Oh, it's franchise, okay.
And the 5th highest grossing film of 2023.
So I think they would say the film has been a success based on those numbers.
Because apparently they didn't expect it to do that well.
I don't know why, because
numbers wise,
because they have 3, you would say, solid films behind it. A 4th one, Keanu Reeves, he is a big name. A lot of people were saying, yeah, John Wick. Our first film that we wanted to review on the movie club, there was a lot of comments for John Wick as well as Creed. So there was a lot of expectation and buzz around it. So I'm not surprised that it's done well. But what do you guys think in terms of that?
I'm not really surprised. Like, they did well, because I just feel like I'm being biased because I love action films. I love all the violence. I'm here for it, and that kept me engaged throughout. Now, at one point did I feel like I was yawning. I was really like into it. So I'm not surprised I did the numbers. Like, it is expected.
Fair enough.
I do feel like it's one of the best action movies that I've personally seen. All 4 of them. I think it's great in its own corner, but as like a film with storyline and emotional stakes, it's not going to be for anyone who likes that kind of stuff.
It's like an acquired taste.
Yeah.
So
acquired taste. If you like all the violence, this is for you.
Yeah, so definitely not for me then. What would you guys give your ratings? What's your ratings?
I gave it a 9.
Jesus.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I told you, like, I might be a little bit biased because I love action films.
Yeah.
But I just felt like after watching 1, 2, and 3, like, I genuinely feel like this is probably the best one out of all of them.
Ash?
It's so hard because I know it's a good film in its genre. I know it's the best of the genre, but in the movie world, I gave it like a 7.75.
Okay. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I think me personally, I can't lie, guys, I'll be giving this one a 7.2.
7.2.
A 7.2.
Might as well just say 7, fam.
No, because 7 would just basically it's a bland average. Not 7. Not 7's not average. It's good. 7's good, but I can see what they tried to do here. Not what they tried, what they did. I can see what they did, but personally, it's not for me. So I can't say because it's personally not for me, give it a poor rating. So I think 7.2 is fair enough for me. In terms of the films that we've reviewed so far, we've got a little league table going. So wait, if we were to add all our ratings together, what would that be roughly?
I don't know.
I gave a 9. You gave 7.7. You know, I think maybe like,
Justin.
I think 7.8.
An 8? Just an 8?
Or an 8, maybe. I feel like
I would say 7.9. Let's give it 7.9.
Let's just give it 8, bro. Just give it 8. You might as well.
So I think out of the films we reviewed, this will be third. So I think we added to the Way of the Water, first place still. Not first place still, it was first place last week. Creed, second place, and John Wick 4, third.
And the John Wicks in order, what are we ranking them?
Oh yeah, let's do that one as well.
Oh, I've got John Wick 4 number 1. I've got John Wick the first one, number 2. I've got 3 as the third one.
What?
And 2 as the last one. I generally thought 2 was just long.
Really?
I thought it was just
longer than chapter 4. Which
Obviously not like not in terms of length, but I just felt like it's just like, man, it's just like, I know there's a lot of fighting in it, but I feel like there was way more like fighting in that.
Yeah.
In that thing, don't you think? Number 2, because I was good. You see how you said you felt fatigued? I felt fatigued watching number 2.
Okay.
Like,
I felt the same way anyway. So
you know what I mean? Because for number 2, it was just like, okay, you got your car back, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
No,
What about you, Ash?
So I've got number 2 in first place.
What?
Yes.
Ash, we need to go and talk outside.
Number 4 in third place.
Okay.
Number 4 in second place, number 1 in third place, and number 3 in fourth place, because that could be up there. It was great action, but in terms of storyline and plot, one of the worst movies I've watched in recent times. in terms of storyline.
I see that you're not really big on the storyline, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear it. I understand it.
I'm a
I'm not
storyline
really
person.
disputing. I can't dispute that.
I think I would place number 2 as my favorite, to be honest.
We're on the same
I'm not
page
gonna lie to
today.
you. I'm not gonna lie to you. We all need to go outside and talk.
Yeah.
This is
I
insane.
can't lie, I'll place it as my favorite. Maybe our list might be different after that. But number 2, second place, I would say John Wick 4. Second place. Third place, John Wick 1. And then last. Is it the same order?
Yeah, same
Last.
order.
Okay, we're the same order.
We're on the same wavelength
We're on the
today.
same wavelength.
I think
But I
number
can't lie,
2.
I wasn't. Can I say I wasn't impressed when I saw 1? I thought, what am I getting myself into here? When I saw 1, because it was just, I just didn't like that it took off because he killed his dog and he stole his car.
Same.
That really bothered me. So I was just
Same.
thinking, where am I going to
Yeah,
even
I
put
heard
this in all the rankings? But at the end of it, I'd say it's that. So it's
I
okay.
feel like number 2 had the most defined plot
Yeah.
from start to finish,
Yeah.
and clearly I'm a plot person.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. So there you have it, guys. That's our review of John Wick 4. I hope you liked it. Like the video, comment on the video, subscribe. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers. As of today, I think it was on about 73, 72. So please hit that subscribe button, share it for friends and family and all that good stuff. Our next episode will be out on May the 26th. Not sure what we're reviewing yet, but we will put something out there for you guys, the viewers, to decide what we'll be watching. But good episode. Love to see you guys. See you again
Thanks,
later.
guys.
Thanks,
For
guys.
watching.